There are many vehicles in GTA Online, but one stands above the rest. Real quick, I just want to remind you all that I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and that any help in doing so would be very much appreciated.
Bruh.
On June 13th of 2017, the gun running update was released onto GTA Online. The update brought many things, such as the bunker and the MOC, but it also introduced us all to something far more important, the Oppressor Mk1. And I can already hear you. In your eyes, there's no way that the Oppressor Mk1 should even be mentioned in the same sentence as the best vehicle in the game. But I'm here today to tell you that you're wrong. Because in my eyes, this is by far the best vehicle in the entire game. But what makes the Mk1 so great? Well, first we need to understand what the vehicle actually is and what it brings to the table. At face value, the Oppressor Mk1 is a rocket-powered bike with the ability to fly, or glide should I say. The bike is equipped with a rear-mounted rocket booster which can be used both on the ground and in the air. This allows the Mk1 to travel at incredibly high speeds. But even without its rocket booster, it's still more than capable of travelling at a very good speed. And its base performance is similar to that of the best motorbikes in the game. On top of this, the vehicle comes with two front-facing machine guns. And these can be switched out for missiles. But to unlock these missiles, you need to do a lot of bunker research, which can take a lot of time. So now that we have a basic understanding of what the Oppressor Mk1 is, now we can talk about why it's so great. And the factor that makes it so good and so much better than any other vehicle in the whole game can be put down to one simple word. Fun. In my opinion, there is not a single other vehicle in the entire game that can rival the Mk1's ability to have fun. But in order for us to all truly understand just how fun the Mk1 is, we need to compare it to its modern equivalent, the Oppressor Mk2. Many view the Oppressor Mk2 as the best vehicle in the game, and sure it makes grinding and getting around the map so much easier, but it does this with a detriment to your overall GTA Online experience, as you will simply not be having as much fun if you use the Mk2. Why? Because it is easy to use, way too easy. It makes everything a breeze, and if everything's a breeze then you can never truly have fun. Fun comes from a challenge, and that's exactly what the Mk1 offers. Because unlike the Mk2, the Mk1 is not an easy vehicle to use at all. Because if you want to dominate a session in a Mk1, you're going to need to spend hours and hours training in this thing to understand its movement and how to use it effectively. And that's something else that makes the Mk1 so much fun, its movement, because once you have it mastered, you will have an absolute blast. But in order to master its movement, a lot of skill is required. And that's where a lot of this vehicle's fun comes from. It's the challenge. Because in a lot of vehicles in the game, you can just hop on them and just dominate the whole session. You can destroy anybody you want. But on a Mk1, that is simply not going to happen. You're going to need to master your skills with this vehicle. And you're going to need to become so efficient. And then only you'll be able to dominate the session. But I hear what you're saying. I don't really want to spend a lot of hours practicing with the vehicle. I just want to hop on a Mk2 and dominate now. Why bother? Because by doing that, you miss out on so much of the game's potential. Because PvP in the Oppressor Mk1, when you know what you're doing, is absolutely peak. The Mk1 is just such an expressive vehicle, and it really does give you that feeling, that thrill. Whereas vehicles such as the Mk2 simply will never be able to do it because it's such a boring and automated process. Because there is nothing better than getting a kill in a Mk1. That feeling is just so satisfying. And that satisfaction comes purely from the vehicle's challenge. Without the difficulty, you would never get that satisfaction, and that is such a special aspect that belongs purely to the Mk1. And I understand that most of you won't be able to wrap your head around the idea that this is the best vehicle in the game, because how can it be? It's what, 7 years old? I mean, it's outdated. And sure, it's not got any armour, it's not got any Amani tech or any of that fancy shite. But what it does have is heart, personality. And when you're driving it, it doesn't feel like just simply driving a vehicle. It feels like you're unleashing chaos, unchaining a wild beast. It gives you that feeling of freedom, a chance to truly express yourself and your skills. Because any little 5-year-old can hop in a Mark II and dominate a session. But if you're one of the select few who is capable of doing that in an Oppressor Mk1, then people will look at you and then actually understand how skilled you really are. There are only a few vehicles in the game that can provide something like that. So look, overall, the point of this video is, I just want you to go and try out the Mk1 again. Because it saddens me to see such a great vehicle be sidelined and overlooked by almost everyone. So please, the next time you log into GTA Online, I want you to give the Mk1 another try. And then I want you to practice. I don't want you to give up right away because you will not succeed immediately. And then when you've mastered the vehicle and completely understand how it works, not only will your GTA Online experience be far more rewarding and satisfying, but it will also be so much more fun. And it's this potential impact that makes the Oppressor Mk1 the best vehicle in the whole game. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure to let me know down in the comments what you believe is the best vehicle in GTA Online. If you have enjoyed, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, and help me hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of 2025. I really do hope that I've encouraged some of you to go out there and give the Mk1 another try. But with all that being said, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one.